Welcome and welcome back to the whole bucket. Today is day 2 of Dephemerember. It is December 5th of Dephemerember, and it is day 5 of tea and day 2 of cookies to go with our tea. I did the drawing of the number ahead of time, which I might do with the future videos too. So the number that I draw each day, in case you did not know already, is going to determine what piece of ephemera I either use or make. It's also going to decide which cookie I get from which country to go with my tea. And today was number 7. Number 7 is from Mexico, and it is it just says right here, right? Sandwich cookies with orange flavored filling. So I'm going to get a couple of cookies out to go with my tea, and my tea is already steeping. Today's flavor is called Herbal Infusion. Not much to go on in the description department. Oh my gosh, these are huge. That is a huge sandwich cookie. I might only need one. I'm going to make my plate look super cool though. Hang on. I gotta close this back up. Put that on the floor. It's a kind of a bulky box. I'm gonna do this and make my plate look all fancy. There we go. We'll set this aside and we'll try it in a little bit. Gotta let that tea steep a little longer, and then we'll find out what that's all about. Besides that, I do believe it is like 500 degrees at the current moment. So today's prompts for Dephemerember say salvaged birds. And today's number 7, drawing on my own, which ephemera are you going to make / use, says uncut trading cards. So I'll show you what that is and what I have ready. So there is an uncut trading card, and it ends up being a set of 4 trading cards that you can either cut or leave together as a whole journaling space, right? And I love making these. So I was pretty excited to draw this number when I saw that 7 meant I was going to make uncut trading cards. However, I am not going to make my salvaged birds on my trading cards. So I think I will end up doing these in a separate video and posting these on one of the days we do not post Dephemerember stuff. So stay tuned if you want to see what comes of the postcards. In the meantime, I am going to do the salvaged birds on belly bands that will hold those cards. What I did was pick out an autumn color for each of them. And I picked out some ginger scraps that I felt like in whatever way, in some way or another, I felt like they made me feel bird nesty. That's what I'm trying to say. So obviously there's nothing on here that screams bird nest, right? But birds collect all kinds of things and they weave them together. And for some reason, this made me think of seeds and bird food, and the shape in the background is kind of curved, right, of this design. So that made me think of a nest, a round shape. This is obviously too square to be a bird's nest, but is definitely textile, and it is definitely woven. This is a Zentangle pattern, right? And it's done in some sort of gold pen or ink. But it's another thing that illustrates woven. And this, goodness sakes, I don't even know what this might be. but sometimes woven bird nests get all a tangle. So I thought this also went in there pretty well. You know what I'm going to do though, before I get to the gluing this stuff on, I just thought of something that I want to do right now, and it shouldn't take too terribly long. So let's get out a pencil, a plain old pencil. And, oh gosh, should I go fancy? I'm kind of wanting to go fancy, guys. Okay, I'm going to go fancy. So I'm going to laugh a little bit because this isn't really all that fancy, but I grabbed a charcoal pencil rather than a lead pencil or a graphite pencil. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some shading to this ginger scrap. Did I do that on the right sides? Oh, I did. Okay, okay. I'm just not skipping down enough. I'll do 3 sections first, just in the name of, you know, managing time well. If I need more than this, it certainly is easy enough to just add more, right? I don't know if I added too much to that one. I kind of got a little carried away with the charcoal. And this is a very poor Q-tip, so I'm going to tighten the end up and chop it right off. I don't have a blending stump in here. I could use my fingers, but they get dirty enough as it is, and I don't need any help in that department. So I'm just going to use a Q-tip. And I'm going to blend each one of the sections that I put charcoal in away from the center in one direction. So hopefully it will accentuate the woven look of this. I mean, it kind of does require me to remember to it does require me to blend the shading in the correct direction. Otherwise, it's not going to have an effect, or at least the effect I want. I'm going to use my eraser because I really messed this one up. I'll clean this up a bit. Okay, and then lastly, I did that one completely wrong. Did you see that? Were you yelling at me? Hey, Cheryl, turn around, go the other way. This way. I need to put more charcoal down now because I messed this one up, guys. I messed it up. All right, let's see if that made any difference. Yes, actually it did. I can see I could use some more shading in some sections. For instance, here would then shade this way. Right? And then that would also be true here. I was just doing it as a little square unit there, there, and there, and I didn't do their joining bits, but now since I don't know where exactly I'm going to tear these or cut these, I'm thinking finish the shading. And then let's do this side here. And we'll do this one. Did I do that? It looks like I did this one already. I don't know what I'm thinking then. I mean, this side would be next, but I don't know. I mean, I didn't really go that far. But if I'm going to go that far, then this one would be next. And would come up this way, right? And this one would go down this way. This one would come up this way and down this way. So they're following, the shading I did followed the direction of the lines. And is accenting the part that is going under. Because the part that is heading under would look darker. There. I think we're going to leave it at that. And let's see what we've got. There's a lot of glare from that metallic pencil or pen, huh? Yeah, I like that. It accentuates the woven aspect of it, which is why I'm using that piece anyway. Okay. So I got all fancy. I used my charcoal pencil. I don't know how fancy charcoal pencils really are, but you know, I can call it that if I want to. I can call it that. So if you want to know the next installment of the Effie and Ember story, I am here to tell you that you're going to have to wait till the 5x7 cards are done. Because even though this is the assignment, or the prompt assignment for Dephemerember for today, the details of what happened next in their story is going on the cards that I have assigned myself. So I'm sorry to tell you, but I guess things aren't going to necessarily go in order. And I hope that you're on pins and needles wondering what happens next. Okay. Yes, I'm being silly. Of course you're not on pins and needles wondering what happens next, but that is my way of telling you that there will be installments of Effie and Ember and what happens in their friendship. And I don't know what that'll all mean. All right, that's going to go back in the ginger scrap pile. I'm going to tear off just a section of this to keep and a section to use. I guess I will keep this square with the little triangle piece. I'm going to tear this one right in half and use the bigger half for later. And since I have a lot of gold going on, I think I'm just going to tear off. You know what? I'm not going to tear that one yet. And I already did a little bit, but I think it'll be all right. I just kind of thought for this one, I wonder if I want to take a long piece of this one and kind of put it down the belly band. I don't know if I want to do that. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to try it. Because if I don't want to, if I try this out and I don't love it, I can always cut this little, I can cut this strip up even more if I want to. So what if I had that there, and then I had a piece of this here, and a piece of this, a smaller piece, but I'm not going to tear this one just yet. A piece of that back there, and a piece of this one. Could go up here. And a smaller piece of it could go down on the bottom. Do I like that? I kind of like that. Except that I think I want to do this down here because I like the darker stuff at the bottom. And I also think that at least for this one, I want to make this a jagged edge. So I'm going to tear this and save this for the other one. And I'm going to put that right there. And then I think I'm going to tear this one. Let's see what we're going to do here. I want that background color to show a little bit, right? This is to give the belly band stability. This is some Tim Holtz cardstock stuff where it's craft on one side and colored on the other. And I don't know which pack this is from, but I bought all the packs I liked because that's what I do. My mother does that with clothes. If she likes something, she'll buy it in every color she likes. Me, it's paper. I buy paper in every color. Look at it. It's precious. It's a ginger scrap. I will save that. Ginger scrap. Okay, so if I put that there and this here, stop sticking to me. There we go. And then what do I want to do this carefully because I don't have a ton of this design and I love this design. I think what I will do is curve this corner a little bit. And then curve the top completely. I'll match the top with the bottom sort of. And I think I'm going to go kind of deep on the outside. Let's see if I like this. I usually don't like that and I end up changing it. I'm going to try to keep it. So if I put that like that, and then I'm going to take this one and I think it's going to go underneath. Ooh, uh-oh, I'm sensing a problem. Yep. So the problem I'm having is that they're not joining. I cut this pretty deep, and if I put this so it's nicely above the top of this scrap right here, then I have a gap there I don't like. I realize how petty and stupid that sounds. 100% I do. But that's just me. So what if I turn this ginger scrap the other way? Did I do any better in this direction? I mean, it shouldn't be any better because it's not really any better. I may have to tear a different scrap. So first things first, I'm going to curve this one as well. And then I'm going to go pretty much down the middle with this bit. And I might be shooting myself in the foot here in a second because I'm going to tear down this side too. Because I want a torn edge, not a cut edge. Tiniest bits, lady. Tiniest bits. There are other ways to fix problems. So if I end up not liking this because it doesn't meet up the way I want it to, there's other ways to repair that. So I'm trying not to overstress it. Because you can always fix stuff that you're not happy with, right? Okay, there we go. And then this one kind of went right there. Now, what do I think of that? I think if I edge all of these with black ink, I'm going to like that a lot. So let's give it a try and see if I stay happy with this. Oosh, almost stuck my arm in the ink pad. That would not be unlike me, but let's try to, you know, get filthy slower. We got a lot of making to do. There's plenty of time to make a big fat mess. Okay. I'm even going to black edge the one that's already black. Whoops, that's not gonna work. Did you see I did that twice? Tried to re-ink my dauber, but actually stuck it in the cover. Oh, yeah. I don't know even what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. It's amazing I ever get anything done, isn't it? Amazing. I ever accomplish a single thing. Okay. So I want a nice soft edge that goes into the paper, but a dark edge also, without having to stop and do, I mean, I could do the swirling into the paper, right? And I have little glass trivets. If you don't have a glass cutting space and you want to do shading, I recommend going to Dollar Tree and buying glass trivets because they're $1.25. And you take the little feet off, or you can leave them on, I guess, too. But I took mine off so it would sit down all the way. And I use glass trivets for all kinds of stuff. As blending plates, as clay plates, baking my clay. Well, I don't really do much clay anymore. I'm a little honored. You know, there are people who are still sad that I don't do clay anymore and wishing I would make more fairy garden stuff and you know, adjacent to fairy garden stuff. I'm honored. That's just wonderful that people liked the stuff I made, but my hands won't cooperate anymore. So as much as I hated to answer that question, will I be going back to doing fairy garden stuff anymore, because it made me sad that I didn't know if I could or not, I think I have to face it. I don't think my hands are going to let me, because every time I try, my thumbs dislocate or partially dislocate. I can't remember what that word is. And, oh, subluxation. So I get problems in any case. All right, let's see if that worked out. That is way too even Steven. And I just realized I have the seed paper in the opposite direction. I think. No, wait. That was right, wasn't it? No, that was right. I thought I had it opposite for a second there. All right, so that's how it's going to look if I glue it. Boy, I can get what I want out of this, but just by the hair of my chinny chin chin. All right, just step away, take a look at it. Okay. Yes, I like that one. Okay, leave it alone. I'm going to push it aside and let's see what we're going to do with the other one. I'm going to do it very similar, obviously, partially because I have the same pieces, right? And because it's still me and I have the same tastes I do, but I hope that I mix it up a bit. Oh my goodness. Don't hit your toys. It's not nice. What if I just try to do it in horizontal bits? Like that. And that. And that. I don't think this is going to work, is it? And that. And a couple of these. Okay, so I tore stuff up. And now I just have these little pieces, which I shouldn't have done until I decided my directions. And I hate it. I hate it. Okay, I'm not going to make something I hate. So maybe I want to create something that isn't my first reaction. But if I go a vertical on the design again, I'm not having a whole lot of variation, am I? All right, I have an idea. I'm going to cut this one down. Ginger, are you seeing this? This scrap is going to be almost gone by the time I'm done with this project. Okay, I need to set that aside now because that's got to go for another part of this. And I'm going to go, what if I do this now? So I'm still going vertical because that's how I feel like I want this to go. But now I've divided it up. Oh, that's too fat. Let's stick that under there. I'm fat shaming my paper. Oh no, say it ain't so. Okay. What I have discovered right now, just this very minute, is that I need more of this. I need more of this squiggle paper because I only have that piece and this little triangle section left, and that's not going to be great because I want to use these same pieces to echo the design on the uncut trading cards. So let's see, if I wanted to stick this one under here, I could pull this down a bit and pull this down a bit so we're staggering, right? And then I can tear this out. We're going to put a small joiny piece in the middle. That bunches everybody together. And we'll save that little tiny bit. And then what do I need down here? Wait, would this even work? Yeah, actually it would. I could just do it just like that. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna tear this off right here. Save that little bit and tear this off right here. I don't know that I need to save that. I might be getting a little carried away with the saving of the ginger scraps. But I think I can pull this down even a little more. And then I can have that fill in right there. And then I'm going to make a change on the other side. So right now I have it staggered down here and staggered up here, and I want the staggers on the opposite sides. Oh, I can't. Well, I can if I do this. So what if I do that? And this. And then have this be the joiner in the middle. And then connect, of course it sticks to my fingers. I'm going with that. Okay. Okay, going with this. So, this is all I have left. I'm a little nervous about how I can use this on 2 different 5x7 cards and make it be anything. And I have no idea what it is. And I don't know. I might have to figure out a way to copy the design idea. I bet I could figure that out, but we shall see. So I'm gonna do this one all in browns. So as it turns out, the larger of the 2 journals I'm making, or sets I should say, of ephemera, is outlined in brown, and the smaller set is outlined in black. That was the opposite of what I was thinking I was gonna do, and I'm finding that things are turning out very different than what I thought. And I don't know about you, but that is why I do Dephemerember, because I like to think about things in a new way. And I try not to plan too much ahead of time. Although, I mean, I don't have any plans for the designs of the things I'm making, but I have an awful lot of plans for the way I'm going to make stuff and some other things you'll discover along the way. I'm not going to, I guess I won't say too much, but I'm hoping it proves to be fun and entertaining and fun for me, right? Because art is, I mean, I do this because it's just, it's art and I have to. But I hope it turns out fun and entertaining for people who come to hang out with me. As I was getting ready to film this, I was watching Louisa and Barbara's day 1. And Barbara was talking about something very important. She was talking about how if you decide to do this, don't think you have to do it exactly the same. And I think it was, I don't remember which lady it was, but one of them was talking about how you don't even have to follow the schedule, right? And somebody else outside of the 2 ladies that host this event was saying, do it in January if that's where you have more time, or it's an easier time of year, or, you know, do it a little bit throughout the whole next year, or whatever you want. So here's what I want to say. If you haven't already joined in, or if you have joined in and you're not sure that you're doing it quote unquote right, I am not any part of what Barbara and Louisa do, right? I'm not any part of their world, so I'm not trying to speak for them. But what I would like everyone to remember is that I have heard them say 100 times over, your art is your own, right? 100 times, 100 ways. You can copy them exactly. You can follow them exactly. You can take inspiration. You can make it completely different and totally your own. Whatever works for you and whatever makes you happy. is what they want to see people doing. Not just from Dephemerember, but from all of the videos they do. And I don't know if you've watched Barbara and Louisa very much. If you haven't, check them out. Oh gosh, talented, talented ladies, right? And so kind. But what I want you to watch, if you haven't watched them before or haven't noticed before, is how they are just the bestest of friends. And they have art in common, but their art is not similar. They have their own distinct styles. And while some of the things they do might have similarities, they're very, very different in most of what they do, which means they understand that you can be very different and appreciate stuff, right? I keep doing this. I wonder if I should just keep it like this. Because that's like at least the second time I wanted to flip it that way. I'm going to give it a shot. So anyway, a few things. One, give this a try if you want to. One piece or all the pieces. Give this a try if you want to, and do it on schedule or do it next year. Do it inspired by Barbara and Louisa, or completely ignore what they're doing and then look at their stuff and see how their interpretation compares to yours. Do it... What was I going to say? Copycat theirs 100% completely. Maybe you want to try out new materials that you don't already have, so you see what they use and you go buy some. If you want to do that and you can do that, go ahead, right? And like they said, well, like Barbara said anyway, copycat completely if that's what you want to do. Give it a try. I mean, no matter what you do, it's going to end up your own thing, and it's going to end up somewhat different, right? But if she said today, if I didn't want it to be copied, if I had some problem with my art being used by other people, I wouldn't be putting it on YouTube. Yeah. So, not verbatim quotes, but that was her message, is that, yeah, it's fine. All right, I'm going to try something. This might be a mistake. We're going to see. So, if this turns out terrible, then we'll do the other one differently. But here is something I saw a lady do once. So this is Glad Press and Seal. And I did this once and had my stuff ripped to shreds when I tried to unpress and seal it. Whoops. Somebody has some static in the room. Wait, that's me. Another time I tried this, it worked fabulous, just like the lady I saw in the video. But if you have press and seal and not a huge static problem, you can put this under press and seal. Oh, good grief. This might have been more trouble than it's worth. I didn't realize static in my room would cause that much trouble. That's kind of funny. Okay, and it didn't hold anyway. Okay, let's stick this one under there again. In the right place. Stick. Okay, so the gist of this is, anyway, that you can now turn this over, glue it together on the back side, and then not have the problem of trying to remember where in the world you had your bits and pieces. Now, obviously, it's not working great for me because I have a lot of static electricity in the air in my art studio. So that's kind of funny. You hear my, I don't know if that's, I think that's probably going on my, I think you can hear my cat on my recording. She is not happy with my behavior. And I believe it's because she thinks she wants to go outside right now. Don't you, Suni? Did you want to go outside right now? But I think it's like 20 degrees outside. Fahrenheit, Suni. 20 degrees Fahrenheit in the United States. Good grief, girl. Anyway, she seems to think she wants to go outside. I seem to think she doesn't know what she's talking about. Banana head kitty, you cannot go outside at 20 degrees. It could be that she wants new water. It could be that her cat box needs to be cleaned. It could be that she's mad that I'm recording right now. She'll cry at anything. Okay. I hope I didn't go too far off camera with that. That would be not good. All right, let's see if this is going to work. So I glued the gosh darn thing to itself and the whole thing in general, so I can put it on the cardstock. I got glue on the outside edges where I don't want it stuck to the cardstock, right? So I'm going to have to be careful about, I'm going to have to be careful on two aspects. One, placing this, and the biggest one is going to be pressing it down. So I'm going to press it down. Look, it got a little off kilter. I don't care that it went over. That's fine. Here's where the test comes in. Is it going to rip my paper? Ah! Okay. Okay. Let go of the little black one. Let go of the little black one. Good. Okay. Not too shabby. And I don't know why I did that. Look at, I messed it all up when it totally could be used for another piece. I apparently missed this whole line right here and this whole corner right here. Wow. And this corner. Not a very talented gluer today. Gluing is a challenge, man. Oh my gosh, this video is already 42 minutes. I make the longest videos ever, I think. I'm going to do this one off camera. I'm going to pause. I'll be right back when this is glued. Okay, I'm glad I pulled that off, because sometimes when I say I'm going to pause and be right back, I, instead of pausing, hit the stop recording button, and I have mentioned a few hundred times that I have not yet learned how to edit. Although I did one tiny little editing thing and I was so proud of myself. But I don't think that I will ever learn how to edit. And maybe that's being pessimistic, right? But the truth of the matter is that my, there are certain things that, oh, good grief. There are certain things that make it unlikely that I will ever add that to the process that I'm able to do. So, you know, it is what it is. So I have the long kind of let's hang out videos, and that's fine. So watch this. We're going to do our salvaged birds. Oh my gosh, this is so exciting. So I went and got a whole bunch of stuff that we're going to make salvaged birds out of. And I don't know how to glue these yet either, but we're going to start with some sticks for legs. These are little pieces of cinnamon brooms. So I have little tiny cinnamon brooms. And I got salvaged bird legs. And then I got, I'm going to put some on the other bird too. We don't want a legless birdie. No legless birdies. I'm trying to find the fattest sticks I can because they're not going to show up great on here. And I think I'm okay with the legs not showing up great, but I don't want to look like they don't have any legs. I mean, I suppose I could, but then I would wish I gave them an actual nest to sit in. Okay, so then I have feathers for some bird bodies. Oh my gosh, look at this one. Good grief, man. Look at that feather. This feather might be a little too enthusiastic. This is a very enthusiastic feather. Can we put it on the longer legs? Yeah, maybe. Let's put this little slightly more reserved feather on the shorter set of legs. And then I thought, okay, then we can use these bigger anyway, metal wheels, gears that I have for the bodies. And I thought we could use, let's see what else we got. Maybe we can use a gold one and a copper one for heads. And remember I said I used to make fairy garden stuff, right? This, believe it or not, is a jar full of beaks. Doesn't every artist have a jar full of beaks sitting around their studio? Maybe not. Maybe that's just some of us. And maybe I'm just one of those sums. So I thought I was going to end up making these birds sideways, but then the belly bands ended up being very vertical. And I'm okay with that, but I'm wondering how the eyes are going to work now. I might have to choose new eyes. But I took these little bling things. Mine are green. There's so much shine, it's hard to tell what color they are, but they are green. And I think we can take, oh, I'm going to try keeping them together. What if I just keep two together? Can I put that right on my birdie? I might need to get out the tweezers, guys. Okay. Ah! Okay, this is not easy. Let's see. There's a birdie beak. Okay, there is my salvaged birds. They are salvaged out of all kinds of different bits and pieces, but, oh, they're not done. Wait, because, I mean, we're not making just plain old birds, right? We're making exciting birds. Watch this. I'm going to do this. So, first of all, let's set one aside so I can see what the heck I'm doing. This is kind of a convoluted process right here. First thing I'm going to do is glue down the for sure part. And the for sure part is this out of control feather. Oh, goodness sakes. Feathers are not the easiest things to work with. So I'm going to put a big dot of glue right there. And I'm going to not use my tweezers to put it in the glue, right? But I'm going to use the back of my tweezers to push it into the glue. And I'm going to let this go off to the side a little. In fact, I think I'm going to bend the feather, like break this center, I don't know what you call it. What is the center part of a feather called? Okay, I kind of broke it, so it's got a hard bend in it. So now the the body and feathers go off to the side. I'm also going to take this little stalk of feathers and put that the opposite direction, but in the same pile of glue. I've discovered there's not enough glue there. Okay, tiny bit more glue, push that all down into it, and then see if I can get away without messing anything up. There we go. Okay, now I kind of like this, but now I feel like this body isn't heavy enough. So I'm gonna see if I can find, I'm looking through my feathers over here. I'm gonna see if I can find a small floofy feather. That's not very demanding, is it? Small floofy feather. Maybe this one. Does that add some weight to the body? I think I want this underneath. I think I want this one underneath the first one. That figures. This one might have to be done with the tweezers. And hopefully the glue's not too dry and I can... Shoot. Oh my goodness. My feathers are not behaving and I'm running really long on my video and I'm gonna whine a whole bunch right now. Okay, let's see if I can get this up into the glue. Oh gosh darn it, it's up into the glue, but so am I. I am so glued into the feathers. I'm glued into the feathers. Okay, that's all right. I got away not so bad. And there's a black section of feathers, but that's also okay because we're gonna take this thingy. Oh. Okay, this is kind of fun. This is kind of fun. Okay, I can do this. I can do this. All right, we're gonna stick the bird body right into there and glue that down. Oh, I kind of like that. I forgot his legs though, didn't I? All right, so we're gonna I'm gonna put a little bit of glue on the tips of the legs and just glue that right under there. There we go. There we go. And then this one. And yeah, I think I'll do that. And again, right on the tip of the leg, right? And under the feathers. There we go. And push that down. And then we need a face for this one. So let's figure out what color. Did I want the gold? Or do I want a bronze? I think I like the bronze face better on this one. We'll see if maybe I can use the gold on the other one. So I'm going to put a whole bunch of glue on this one to hold the metal bits down. I want this one to contact with the paper. I think the other one is strictly contacted to feathers. It looks like maybe a little bit of is stuck to the paper over here, but not much, man. Not much. Okay. And let's turn it that way, because then I'll have something nice to glue the nose to. That's very important, to have nose gluing spots. Okay. Okay. Now, I need to make a nose decision. Does this birdie want a yellow beak? That sure shows up nice. Or does this birdie want an orange beak? I actually like the orange one better. Of course I do. Because the yellow one would show up better and be easier, but no, that's just not like me. So I'm going to put some glue on this birdie face and tuck this beak right into it. I might have dry glue that I need to peel away at some point, right? Because that's kind of going to, it's possible that it's going to get all over the place. It's not for sure. But it also is a clear drying glue, so it might not be that big a deal. We'll see. All right, let's get some eyeballs. And the thing I want to check next, as long as I don't have too much glue on my thingy jobber, my tweezer. Looks like I have too much glue on my tweezer to do this. Okay, it's time to get out another tweezer, people. Oh my gosh, this is going to go over an hour again. Dephemerembers go over an hour, people. Okay, so I really should have tucked this eyes in first, because then the nose could be good between it a bit. So I'm going to try to do that. And the eyes are fine. I like that. Oh, okay. I like that the eyes are just the right amount apart from each other for this size face, and to put the nose right in between. So put a little glue on the eyeballs and stick the nose back right in between. So our little birdie has a beak. Nope, I missed. This is like plastic surgery right here. I'm doing special birdie surgery. All right, there we go. Salvaged birdie number 1. Oh my gosh. What a goofy looking thing. What do you think? Salvaged birdie. Oh, you know what? I got so wrapped up in my salvaged birdies and the tags they're on that I have not tried my tea or my cookies. Let's pour a little bit of tea. By the way, this teapot only makes a tiny bit of tea. Herbal infusion. Oh, herbal infusion is delightful. English Tea Company, not sponsored. I always think it's funny when I say not sponsored. Like, who would sponsor a channel with 117 people, right? Not that you guys aren't worth it, just that they don't think I'm worth it, right? Nobody would sponsor me, at least not yet. Maybe someday. Maybe someday when I grow up. Who knows? I think I'd rather not be sponsored. It sounds like it's pressure. Okay, let's see if we can make another birdie super quick, because we are running so long. Okay, I am running so long that it's getting ridiculous. I think I'm going to do it pretty much the same way. Two feathers for the body, mostly off to the side. I think I'm going to bend. I'm going to have to go look up what the center of a feather is called now, because I am literally curious. I mean, honestly, actually curious. Where do I want this to be on the card? I think I'm going to put it up a ways this time. So we're going to put our birdie up here this time. And I'm going to put a bigger glob of glue because that proved not enough last time. Okay, there's that part. And now, oh my gosh, I'm so sticky. I'm just covered in glue. So the thing I want to do with this is, oh, there we go. This is what I want. It's all the same concept, right? But it's got some subtle differences. And the subtle difference this time is that I'm pulling out feathers that have a lot of white on them, these little bits. And I'm going to put that coming out of the top of his head this time. Like that. Oh, good grief. Let go of me. Let go of me. All right. All right, there we go. Okay. All right, now we need one bird body. I don't know what I did with the other bird body I had. Oh, there it is. Just hard to see, that's all. I'm gonna get some glue on here. And put that down here for the body. And then some glue on the sticks. Let's get some legs on this guy. There we go. That's pretty good. And this one, boy, I don't recommend making two feathery birds at the same time. Maybe just make these one at a time and then go wash your hands and look at, I'm just covered in glue. And then go wash up and make the next one. Or maybe just let each little section of your birdies dry before you think you should stick your hands in the next pot of feathers. That would work, I bet. Okay, I'm going to hold this one down for a second and let that one go. And we need two eyes first, right? I decided eyes go better first, so that you can make sure the nose joins up. And then we will stick the beak in the middle, and I'll hit that done thing. By the way, orange cream cookies from Mexico are tasty. And so is today's tea, that herbal infusion. And you know what? They go well together. Should I give this one the yellow beak or go fishing for a new orange beak? I'm just not sure. I'm just not sure. Let's see. I think I'm going to go with it because yellow is a color that makes me very uncomfortable. And that's ridiculous because it's just a color and I need to get over it. So I'm going to push my limits by using yellow. I don't know that either one of these belly bands is done. Just like I say pretty much with everything I make, I have a problem with not, always thinking there's one more thing. I also kind of have a love affair with being done, though. So, boy, I'm conflicted all the time. But no matter what, these are going to be done for today because they are wet and the gears are sliding all over the place and the feathers are out of control and I am covered in glue. But there are my salvaged birds. And yes, there is an Effie/Ember story. There's an Effie/Ember story to go with these salvaged birds that you will have to tune in for. Because it's going to go with the uncut, the uncut trading cards are going to tuck in. When they're done, they will be tucking in just like that. All right, so there we go. That's what is going to happen in the near future. And I think that these belly bands are probably not quite done, right? I think that they'll end up with a little bit something on them, but who knows what. All right, I'll see you next time. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.